1:22 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by a clock that's 7 minutes fast on July 23rd, 2021. Early Friday morning, late Thursday night, depending on your perspective and when you go to sleep. I had practice races or something down there today. Right down there. The gazebo's still being painted, so the benches are still sitting out here on the sidewalk almost. In front of the gazebo. It's a nice night out. It's lower 60s, upper 50s. It's between 59 and 62. 1:30, so it's 1:23. Looks like we got a couple caravan. See the tour buses. Oh, maybe military. .38, so it's 1:31. Yeah, we got here late. I made up some cube steaks and we had potato salad, leftover potato salad from yesterday when we had baby back ribs. The ribs came already fully cooked with sauce on them, but I didn't like the taste of the sauce. It was yucky. So I rinsed that sauce off and put my own sauce on them. Preheated the oven to what it said preheated to, and then I broiled them on both sides, recovering them with sauce. I say yesterday, I mean Wednesday. Because, well, I'm still on Thursday. Yeah, you could hear them on their megaphones and all the people talking, just all the noise of the crowd down there. Another late at night Spectrum truck. Yeah, right down there where the truck is. He's going over the bridge right now. All the shit was happening earlier today. Right on the other side of the river from where we live, actually. It's 1:41. So it'd be what, 1:34? Pushing really high numbers tonight. 211 over 97. Bottom numbers still in the 2 digits. At least. Just barely though. I suddenly started feeling sick right before we came on this walk. I haven't even drank any of my coffee yet.
Does it work?
Just knocked my camera off the bench. 1:46 a.m., so it's 1:39. I forgot it was sitting next to me. I went digging in my pocket for a tissue. Actually, I put the tissue back. Knocked it down, man. This camera has been knocked down more than a few times, and it just seems like it wants to keep working. That's right, use that exhaust brake in a small town, wake everybody up. It's the middle of the night, fuckhead. It's 1:57, so it means it's 1:50.
God damn, man.
They don't have to use them exhaust brakes. He's just a dick. He knows it's the middle of the night in a sleepy town, so he's gonna wake everybody close enough to the road to hear it up if he can.
Mm-hmm.
What are they walking? He's a good boy. I got no respect for the mainstream after seeing what their fans became. So feeble-minded they get off on violence, watching animals suffer and shit like that.
That's not right.
Yeah, that's all because all the wrong people got famous. It started with the introduction of gangster rap as a radio format fucking genre. We can play this shit on the radio. You have motherfuckers calling their own color racial epithets and shit. It reminds me of the old black dude that just got tired of it. And he'd just walk around chanting, nigga me this, nigga me that. If the lyrics say nigga, this shit just ain't rap. You know, it's like he was always saying that shit. This old black dude, he just got tired of it. Tired of them giving these little motherfuckers goddamn record contracts to call us niggas. Rap did have a glorious start in the 80s. Digital Underground, the Tupac before he got bought by the gangsters. To perpetrate a fraud because he wasn't a gangster, the guy couldn't even deal dope. I wouldn't deal dope. I remember having it handed to me, big wads of coke. I handed it right back. The guy thought he was doing me a favor by fronting me some coke, but I didn't know any cokeheads. I didn't know anybody to sell the shit to. I wasn't gonna start trying to sell the shit. I ended up snorting me a couple lines, deciding I like it, fucking snort the rest of it, and just owe the motherfucker the money, you see? So, oh, yeah. I fronted my fucking brother some weed one time. And I needed the money from him to go re-up to buy my next fucking bit of weed to sell. Which, you know, I was only selling it to my cousins and my brother. Well, he's the one who closed that down because the little motherfucker didn't come pay me. So I just stopped going to the guy to get the weed. So then the next time he called, wanting to get some weed, he couldn't get none. I was like, hey, I only had enough to buy personal for myself.
Another one.
Yeah. They travel in twos, it's looking like.
Bulldogs.
You need to watch and see if they just go down on the motels down there, if they're fucking getting on the freeway.
6 fucking miles.
These two buses pulled into the Family Fair parking lot. Don't know why. The motels are beyond that bank that's right next to Family Fair. Maybe they couldn't figure out where they were going. I don't know. Family Fair is closed.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We're pulling out finally. 12 or 203, so it's 156. Looks like they stopped. They had a powwow.
Yep, they want to
205, so it's 158. .207, so it's 2 a.m. We got a couple buses coming back this way now.
Same ones?
Yeah, that's the first ones, it looks like. Came through.
People were on it. It looked like. Maybe from a different country.
Well, our first stop at a yellow light, and it's somebody who's cruising that way like they know the town, so how could they not know that that's a flashing yellow light this late at night? Sit there and almost cause an accident when people are trying to turn left on the East 72 here. Last night we actually had somebody who didn't stop at the flashing red light. They came up here and just rolled through and turned right, headed on up into town. There was a big Dodge Ram truck that did that.
There's people walking.
There's people walking. Could be a rapey boy, just never know. Somebody is so desperate and has no sexual prowess, so they got a diddle. Diddlers, molesters. Yeah. Child minds make them hard. The very same thing that make us droop, make our dick shrivel trying to approach somebody like that, makes these motherfuckers want to jump on it. Pretty fucking sick. Sickness, mental illness, pedophilia, pedophilic. Nasty as hell. Make you want to puke. That truck reminds me of a flatbed a dude had that moved in a corner house from where we lived on Erie Street, and he noticed Lisa walked to work, so he started making sure he was outside every time she walked by. Fucking he came rushing outside one time when she went by, because she went by a little bit earlier and he wasn't expecting it, He came rushing outside like he's supposed to be out there when she goes by and shit. And, was staring her down and shit as she walked up the street. And I walked down the street with this camera and filmed, was talking to the camera about his ass. And he was inside his in his living room with the fucking window open and he could hear me. That dude moved out that fucking day. Because it freaked him out that, hey, I'll get right up in your ass, you fuck with my bitch, man. You don't even look at my woman if I didn't invite you to. I didn't invite you to look at her, don't even look. Avert your eyes, motherfucker. What you looking at? For reals. You have to make them eyes unable to see some shit. You want to keep looking at my shit. My shit's untouchable, don't touch my shit. There's some dumb motherfuckers in this town that didn't understand those basic rules and boundaries because their mommies didn't teach it to them. And daddies didn't fail to raise them properly. Didn't instill no self-discipline or proper values into them. Yep. Those are the kind of entities you don't fucking want around in any capacity. You don't need them for nothing. We don't even need you to scrub our toilets. We'll scrub our toilets ourselves. Go somewhere. Just don't be around here. 2:31, so it's 2:24. Here goes the first cop we saw tonight. It's a county cop. Heading south. Leisurely cruising. So it's 2:25. The county cop went all the way up to the end of the business loop there and turned around, headed back down this way.
Maybe he's popping on it.
Maybe he's just called upon to cruise the town and not sent out to go on the freeway. Maybe the state police has got the freeway today.
No. Here's the cop.
Took him a while to get up here.
He's turning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Number 17.
Let's just have for some shit.
Mm-hmm.
He had to have him just a second ago.
Yeah.
That's not really. I remember nothing except sitting here.
That guy had a weird hat on, like a mechanic's hat.
Mm-hmm.
He could have just been taking the car for a ride to see what it's doing and taking it to deliver it down there to the repair shop. Who knows? Or he could be a cop that's wearing a weird baseball cap and he's cruising around. Now he's going up into the neighborhood.
Did he?
Yeah, last street down there. The one beyond your Aunt Street, the one where the tire place is at.
Yeah, that's Roller Street.
Yeah.
I don't live on that street. No, they're little.
Yeah.
That's Roller Street.
The thing about the county cop cars in this town is you see people who ain't cops driving them a lot. This is a picture of me getting my head shaved. A selfie. I don't usually take selfies, but we were laughing so hard and I had the phone handy. This was just the other day.
I love that picture. It was so cute.
She's got a razor in her hand.
Well, look how we're both smiling.
It's because we were laughing.
That's cute though.
So I took the picture.
When the
That
sun's
was a couple
coming in.
days ago. Yeah, my head's freshly shaved. $2.40, so it's $2.33. We just saw a car do a funny maneuver right over there at the driveway to Family Dollar, because it's right where the road curves to the right here. And their GPS probably was telling them to follow the turn to the right. So they did a funny little maneuver where they went to turn up into the driveway, realized it was just a parking lot, and, you know, like did a U-turn in the driveway, come out, head down the road, head down to the freeway. And now they're not going to the freeway. It looks like they're turning around.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if you try to follow GPS to this town, you might end up somewhere that you did not want to go. My kid found that out the hard way, as the GPS led him right to where a bunch of police were waiting to ambush just anybody that came along. He just happened to be the next one who came along. Yeah, he got jammed up with marijuana charges, fucking over some leaf, which, you know, that's not even like qualifiable bud. And they impounded his vehicle that he had just got, that he was bringing up to show me, a big SUV. And when he got it back, the trans was blown. He had to have it towed home. And it's like, you know, how's the trans working fine, and then when you put it on a tow truck and take it and put it in an impound lot, hold on to it for a month or two, and then when he fucking comes back to get it, it won't move. You see? Somebody did something to his shit and sabotaged it. So they not only fucking jammed him up with a felony over that shit, but they fucked his vehicle up that he just got. He was bringing up to show me. So they really ruined his night, all because he fucked up and left a roach in his ashtray. And they saw that, it's like, oh my god, they flipped out like he was a major criminal or something, you know, an armed fugitive. You know, it's just cartoonish. 2:50, so it's 2:43 a.m. Interesting story, true story about my little brother. He lives an extremely charmed existence. Yeah, it's like my little brother is the only guy I know of who could be driving on a suspended license from drunk driving and drive his vehicle into a ditch in somebody's front yard and get out of his vehicle, and the owner of the house give him a chair to sit on, and he sits on the chair and just sits there and waits for the police, all drunk, like, you know, Mr. Magoo or some shit. Just shit-faced drunk, can't see his hand in front of his face. He's the only guy I know of who, instead of getting charged with DUI and taken to jail, the police would give him a ride home. Yeah, for real. They impounded his vehicle, but they gave him a ride home. Then people had to go get his car back the next day. But it's like, okay, and then like 2 years later, 3 years later, he's got a felony warrant for his arrest for DUI. Well, okay, he was given a ride home. It could actually be knocked down from a felony, but with any court-appointed lawyer, because, well, when they got there, he wasn't even behind the wheel. You see? For all anybody knows, he's trying to cover for somebody that was actually driving, and they walked away. But who knows, you know? I mean, I don't know. Probably also depends on how much the homeowner is willing to testify about what he saw. You see. So, I don't know. So yeah, he trips me out now. He got away with so many drunk drivings. I mean, he just got slaps on the wrist and got his license right back within a couple months. And he finally fucked up and headed over here for 4th of July, 2018. And I told him not to do it. Stay home, he's drunk, it's too late to blow them fireworks off over here anyway, because it was too late. He's got to come over anyway. Them tires came mighty close to that curb. Almost close enough to scrape. Got another truck turning here. A lot of people coming off the freeway headed north. And turning here headed east towards Oscoda. Well, Oscoda's probably got to get stocked up for what's coming. And this weekend. They're going to get hit just as hard as this town. Starting line and the finish line. I think a team from Germany won the last one that we had. I don't think we had this last year because of the hoax that they had going.
Nope, they need to on the
Their little pandemic. They're on a power trip and they want to mess with people and shit, mess with life because they have no life and they can't live life. They can't be satisfied with, basic life shit. Like I'm sitting here, I'm grateful for this moment of true wealth, sitting here with my beautiful puppy dog and my beautiful young wife. And this beautiful night with the beautiful weather. And this beautiful appearing town because, well, the town itself just seems nice. It's got a lot of positives to it. If it didn't have the rogue element running around raping, it'd be an alright place to be. That shit must be heavy. You heard them tires howling as it was turning. He did a wide turn too, so he wouldn't stress shit. He turned from the second lane over. Yeah, it's kind of dead sounding compared to how live it was earlier. I mean, this town was just full of people down there. There was all kinds of noise and megaphone, motherfuckers talking over the little PA, fucking announcing shit, calling names and shit like that. You could hear it echo all through the neighborhood. Yeah, Speedway's especially quiet tonight. I didn't see a yellow truck dude come through tonight. He usually comes through between 1:45 and 2:15. He never made it. This one's by itself. 2:59, so it's 2:52. This bus is by itself. Blue Lakes. Again.
What's going on the highway?
3:07, so it's 3 a.m. Here comes the second of those two buses.
Yeah, there's a bus.
This one's running a little behind. They didn't end up rolling down the road together this time. One of the passengers must have held them up. And we got a lot of this. Motherfuckers that are like, they're looking at their GPS and trying to see the road at the same time, and they have no clue where the fuck they're at.
They're so fucking stupid.
It's like, is this the road?
They're stupid or something. I don't know.
This thing shit. Barely rolling, man. Must be doing like 5-10 miles an hour. That person must be shit faced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's where the GPS says turn.
What?
County cop. Someone walking away from 7-Eleven down here. 3:20 a.m. So it's 3:13. $3.24, so it's about 3:17. Delivery to 7-Eleven. There goes a Spectrum truck. Go. Turn here. There goes yellow truck, dude. 3:26, so it's 3:19. It comes off of East 72 here. Goes north. The turns in the speedway.
He's running late today.
Yeah, he's like an hour and a half late.
Mm-hmm. So it's 3:21.
my brights because I have a hard time seeing.
You must be going to work. Oh no.
I just don't know what the fuck. GPS said turn left here. I'm in Burger King parking lot.
Oh, are we card?
Let's see. What's GPS say do now?
Turning around. Oh my god.
Carmela. That's what that truck says on it. Carmela. And there's always a Carmela truck coming through here every fucking night. At least once.
Oh, Riley.
Sometimes two, yeah. And O'Reilly's always turns down state here. That's not a truck route. It's putting a lot of stress and wear and tear on that bridge that's not designed for trucks. It's not designed for anything that heavy, not especially not as fast as they be going. Yeah, this car's like over there in Burger King parking lot not knowing what to do. $332, so it's $325. I wonder how many of these trucks are on automatic. There goes yellow truck dude. There's a way to wherever he goes from here. $334, so it's $327. All right, that's we're gonna go ahead and blast. $335, so it's $320. Okay, so that could be why the person with the Burger King, maybe they gotta unload the truck, stock the freezer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that explains it. Why we never seen them come out of there. All right.